All right, if I can have everyone seated, please. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the All India Anglo-Indian Association Annual General Meeting for 2019, this time in 143 years in our lovely Lucknow. It's really, really beautiful to see all of y'all here, and y'all have really made this a really special thing. So I'd like to ask all of y'all for a round of applause to each other. It has been lovely here, lovely to see people from all over the country come in, some from outside. And of course, it's going to be even more special as we go on. Now, before you all introduce yourselves to each other, I will be calling on the representatives of each branch to come here one by one so you can see who all are attending. All right. So as they come up, it is, of course, a joyous event. So I'd like to have all of you all clap and appreciate the fact that so many of us AIs managed to come together to make this into a great event. So without further ado, I'd like to start calling up the representatives of each branch to come up. Please do clap for them, ladies and gentlemen. First up, we have the Agra branch. Sorry, we have the Agra branch coming through.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
Up next, we have the Bilaspur branch.
Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break.
Up next, we have Bhopal coming up. Up next, we have Bangalore. Next, we have Bangalore City. We'll have them now coming up in twos. Abhinanvaram, followed by Bangalore City and Vasawal. Up next, we have Calcutta, followed by Coimbatore. Then we have Kunur coming up next, followed by Cochin. Up next comes Delhi and Danapur. Bali, Georgetown, Erode. Coming up with the F&G branch, Goa, Golden Rock, Hubli. Come on, as you come up, let everyone see your placards. Jamshedpur, Hyderabad, Jhansi, Jharsuguda, Madurai, Kolara, Lucknow, Home City, Patna, Nagpur, Palavaram, Pune, Rajamundry, Trichy, Viluppuram, Reppuri, Vipin. Come on, as you come up, please do show off your placards to everyone there so we can see who all are present. Hold your placards a little higher as you come into the second row. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how far all of our Anglo-Indians have spread across the country, let alone the world. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have some applause for all of the groups who have come up. Once again, proof that we have a little Anglo in every part of India. It's so good to see so many people and so many branches coming up here, making this a full and lovely affair. We'll wait for a little bit of a photo op before I send them out so we can carry on with our events today. All right, thank you, delegates and representatives. You'll be escorted out towards the side of the stage. Please allow the front row to move before you go in.
like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Let me know if you know what happiness is.
Thank you, ladies and gents, for making sure that everyone knows you all were here. For proper introductions, I would now like to call upon the first, of course, yeah, I'd like to have everyone seated. To properly introduce the national AGM, I'd like to call upon our local branch president. All right, we'll begin. Before I call him on, I'd like to ask all of you all to sit right now. As instructed, we will have the national anthem, for which you will stand at that point. Please be ready, ladies and gentlemen, for the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please sit down. We will inform you when to stand. Thank you.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
All right, now we can have you all sitting again and comfortable as I call upon our Lucknow branch president, Mr. Adrian Michael, to come up and formally begin today's events with you. Thank you very much, Mr. Adrian Michael.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, President-in-Chief, members of the governing body, MLAs of various states, distinguished guests, and all the delegates who have come here today to participate in this 3-day annual general meeting. It has taken 143 years for the AGM to come to Lucknow. And we, people of Lucknow, the fastest growing cosmopolitan city in the world, open-heartedly welcome you here this evening. Circumstances compelled us to move out from where we had planned to hold this AGM. But as Mr. Barry O'Brien said, we shall move up the standards and we shall do it somewhere. So here we are. We have taken you to Delhi Public School, Clark Saward, and St. Rita's Day School. And we hope you're comfortable there. There may be some things which are lacking. we'll try to help you sort those things out. We look forward to the deliberations in this mega annual general meeting, which is going to happen here. 464 delegates in all have registered for this AGM. It is a fantastic number, considering that Lucknow is not that well connected on an all India basis. We have people who are still traveling, trains have been delayed, flights have been cancelled, and they'll be joining us later this evening and tomorrow. So our numbers certainly are going to go up, and we are very happy for that. The press has been very kind to us, they've been very gracious, they have carried us well, and they're carrying us again this evening. Everyone is happy to know that the Anglo-Indian community, which is a community, like Mr. Barry O'Brien said yesterday in his press conference, that we are not restricted to a particular state. We are Anglo-Indians and we are spread out all over India. And today when you saw the place cards which came on stage, you must have seen that the entire nation has been represented. Today, as the governing body takes us forward in this, I formally thank all of you for having come here, wish you a comfortable stay, and look forward to a very good interaction during this AGM. Thank you.
So Michael, before we carry on, I need to call someone else up who we all know and love now. I would like to call upon our President and Chief, Mr. Barry O'Brien, to come up and take the stage. Mr. Barry O'Brien.
Thank you very much, Craig. On behalf of the governing body, I extend a very warm welcome to each one of you from wherever you've come. I know all of you are expecting a long speech because I'm associated only with long speeches. So I'm keeping it very, very short because we have a long evening ahead of us. The good news is today we will celebrate the spirit of being Anglo-Indian. We will celebrate the achievements of people we know and many people we don't know. Heroes from all parts of the nation, heroes from the past, the present, and many heroes present here who will not be awarded today, but will be inspired to be heroes tomorrow. Thank you very much once again. Before, I know it's not the vote of thanks, but this AGM, you know, one of the qualities of Anglo-Indians is we're quite laid back, they say. And when troubled times come, we are not laid back anymore. We get together, and as Air Marshal Keeler was telling me an hour ago, everybody has got together, and that is a wonderful thing. It's God's hand on this association and this community. Without Air Marshal Denzel Keeler's advice, help, and assistance at all times, it would not have been possible. Thank you very much. The President of the All India Anglo-Indian Education Institution, the Vice President of the All India Anglo-Indian Education Institution, Mr. Peter Fantham, unfortunately had already made his plans and is not here, has been of immense help and has gone out of his way to make this possible. St. Teresa's College and the institutions that he administers, owns, and runs, they have been of tremendous help, and I think he and St. Teresa's deserve a special round of applause. Thank you very much, Peter. Adrian Michael, you just heard him speak. I love being with Adrian. He's one of the few people in the world who speaks more than me. But he has a rare quality of speaking a lot and doing a lot. And he has had by his side Charmaine Fantham Beecham, who speaks less and does a lot. And by golly, they fight a lot. And through their fights, Warren Hopkins, the secretary, Alan Morrison, the treasurer, and their committee have watched and supported. They have a wonderful team. And really, it's been an example of how people can come together when you're fighting against the odds. Let's give them a special round of applause. Thank you very much. Today, we have sitting in the front row, besides some special people whom I'm not going to introduce because you'll be seeing them on stage, but on my left over there, a few special friends of ours. They're not Anglo-Indians. They are Martinians. They are friends of Anglo-Indians. And it's because of them this AGM has gone through. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you very much. Without further ado, we will begin tomorrow and the day after. We have our business sessions through the day. And then tomorrow evening and the day after evening, we have all typically Anglo-Indian cultural and social events. Today, after the awards distribution ceremony, we will also get together. Without further ado, I'm going to invite the person who is going to anchor this awards ceremony. He was the recipient last year of the Joe Michael Award for the Creative Arts, and he is from the Delhi branch, and he will be assisted by an up-and-coming Master of Ceremonies, myself, just to help him, so to share the stories with you. I promise Andy that I will not interrupt him, but whenever he needs me to just add on something, with your permission, I will. I know the President-in-Chief is supposed to be sitting down over there, but I'm a bit uncomfortable there, more comfortable over here. I will share the stories, whatever we need to tell you from right here. We're also pleased to have with us former MLAs, present MLAs, and others who have served the community in the association, through the association, and outside the association. I think they deserve a round of applause. Thank you very much. We have the youngest member present over here. I'm told she is a young 97. Ma'am, are you here? Adrian, where? Yeah. Auntie, what's your name, Auntie? Sorry, I didn't find out your name, Auntie. I should have. Usually I'm very good at finding out girls' names beforehand. Agnes Rubin. Iris Rubin. Let's give her a round of applause. At 97, the youngest person here. The gentleman I was introducing, please welcome on stage, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Hoffland, called Andy by all of us from the Delhi branch. Andy.
Hello, good evening. Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction, Barry. So, ladies and gentlemen, I did this last year and I'm back here again this year. I hope I do a great job. But anyway, welcome everyone to the inauguration and award ceremony of the All India Anglo-Indian Association, the annual general meeting 2019. This is being held in Lucknow for the first time ever, and I think they've done a wonderful job so far. So please give them a big round of applause. So we have a lot of awards to get through, and I hope we are hoping to get through in the next hour. So I'd like to invite the PNC of the association, Mr. Barry O'Brien, to help me out with the first ones. We start with the Outstanding Contribution Award, and I request our PNC to kindly give them away.
Yeah, we will just introduce, before we begin our formal award ceremony, this is really on behalf of the nation in our humble way. Friends, in the Indo-Pak War of 1965, between the 3rd of September and I think the 17th or 19th of September, 3 Veer Chakras were awarded. All 3 were Martinians, all 3 from Lucknow, and all 3 were young Anglo-Indian Air Force pilots. Today is a historic day. All 3 will be honored here on this stage, 2 in person and 1 posthumously, because he is no longer with us, but we're very privileged to have his son and daughter-in-law here. We will take a look at the screen and we will tell you more about these wonderful people.
He was getting old and paunchy, and his hair was falling fast. And he sat around the table telling stories of the past. Of a war that he had fought in, and the deeds that he had done. In his exploits with his scholars, they were heroes, everyone. Soldiers have died in distant lands, far from their homes and loving hands. The smallest of the deed we could do is to tell their stories. Troops missing in action and never returned. Their ultimate destinies were not yet learned. Tell their stories. Warriors come home with troubled minds, atrocities witnessed, not quite left behind. Tell their stories. All our soldiers, brave, strong, and true. If you want to honor them, here's what you do. Tell their stories. So, let me tell you about Trevor Keeler. Trevor Keeler was born in December of 1934. Much of his education was done here at La Martinia College, Lucknow, where we are told he excelled in athletics, in hockey, in boxing, sport in general. He must have been a good student to have been selected thereafter, along with his brother, for the Indian Air Force. Military history records that Trevor Keeler led a formation of NAT fighters against the Pakistani Sabres and the F-104 Starfighters. There was a fierce aerial combat, and definitely he was strongly outnumbered. But picking up on one particular saber, he gave chase till eventually he attacked the saber. The wing fell off, it is told. It spiraled to the ground, smoke and debris, and a hero was born that day. So let me tell you a little bit about why we are so proud of our illustrious student. The Indian Air Force, through this action, scored its first jet-to-jet air combat victory. This was also the first time since World War II that an Indian pilot had been able to score in this way. It was also the first Nat kill in the world. What was also outstanding is that while the Sabre was armed with missiles, to score against a missile-armed aircraft with guns only, as Trevor had, was always going to be difficult. You can imagine the sense of gratification. It was this action which made Trevor a part of the most elite club of pilots in the world. Trevor Keeler was an instant hero. He became the darling of the nation. A proud nation awarded him the Veer Chakra for his professionalism, his courage, his ability to be able to pursue the enemy and look after the interests of the country. Gallantry seems to be in the blood. A year previous to this, he was awarded the Vayu Sena Medal for single-handedly bringing down his aircraft from 15,000 feet due to an engine malfunction. The aeroplane was saved. The life was saved. Trevor Keeler went on to become a wing commander, but sadly passed away in the year 2002.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want that film, we can send it to you, and we can also send you the next two films. But for reasons of time, we will continue now. It is a great pleasure and privilege to welcome on stage the son of Trevor, the late Trevor Keeler, Basil, to please come on stage and receive. Andrew.
I request our President-in-Chief, Mr. Barry O'Brien, to kindly give away a plate and a scroll. This is the Veer Chakra citation. On 3rd September 1965, on receipt of a report that a formation of Pakistani fighters was circling over our army position in the Cham sector of Jammu and Kashmir, a formation of Nat aircraft was ordered to intercept the intruders. Approaching the area, squadron leader Trevor Keeler, who was a section leader in the Nat formation, sighted enemy F-86 Sabre jets and engaged them in air battle. When the combat was in progress, F-104 starfighters of Pakistani Air Force also joined in. Unmindful of the numerical superiority of the enemy, squadron leader Keeler chased a Sabre jet and pressed home his attack until the enemy aircraft. First victory of our Air Force in the air battles against the Pakistani Air Force. In this operation, squadron leader Keeler displayed courage and leadership of a high order in the best traditions of the Air Force. This is the Veer Chakra citation.
So the All India Anglo Association proudly acknowledges the outstanding contribution of late Wing Commander Trevor Keeler for his gallant service to defending our nation during the 1965 Indo-Pak War. His son, Basil, will now say a few words. Thank you, Basil.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Trevor would have loved to be here. He was the original bad boy in school, in the Air Force, and full of mischief, uh, and always on the move, always dynamic. We grew up, you know, knowing what to expect next. We moved station every 6 months. He lived for flying. Uh, Left the house before we woke up in the morning. Uh, Came back after much later, and just loved flying. When we went to the mess in the evening, we lost him because he would go and sit at the bar, and all the other pilots would surround him and they would talk flying, and we'd be having a Coke and chips on the lawn. Brings back so many wonderful memories. It's wonderful coming home to Lucknow. Dad would have loved to be here. He just would have. And it's a great privilege, and thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. We move on to the next two heroes, very similar what they've done. So Andrew will see the slide and we will go straight to the awarding of the citation. So if you could just read it from there.
The All India Anglo-Indian Association proudly acknowledges the outstanding contribution of Flight Lieutenant Retired Alfred Tyrone Cook for his gallant service to defend our nation during the 1965 Indo-Pak War.
Handsome, 6'3", lives in Australia now, single, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to meet him, another hero who served the nation with courage, and for his gallant service, we acknowledge from the association, from the All India Anglo-Indian Association, his contribution.
I shall read again the Veer Chakra citation. On 7 September 1965, when the Kalaikunda airfield was under attack by 6 Pakistani Sabre jet aircraft, Flight Lieutenant Alfred Tyrone Cook, who was leading 2 of our aircraft on combat air patrol, immediately led the aircraft to intercept them. Although our own anti-aircraft guns had already started to fire, he engaged 2 of the enemy aircraft in complete disregard of his personal safety. The enemy aircraft tried evasive and counter-offensive maneuvers, but with firm determination and exceptional skill, Flight Lieutenant Cook outmaneuvered the enemy and pressed home his attack and shot down one of the enemy aircraft, which disintegrated in midair. Subsequently, he skillfully put his aircraft in a favorable position behind another enemy aircraft, but by then he had no ammunition left. However, he kept the enemy on the run, and the remaining enemy aircraft fled in confusion. In this action, Flight Lieutenant Cook displayed great courage, leadership, and devotion to duty in the best traditions of the Indian Air Force.
Yes. Thank you very much for that. I'm just very, very fortunate and lucky to be alive. In actual fact, it wasn't 2 aircraft I was engaged with, it was 4. And I'd had all 4 of them on my gun film. But unfortunately, the last 2 guys, the 3rd fellow I missed, and the 4th one I had no ammunition left. So there's one very lucky Pakistani pilot around because I ran out of bullets. But thank you very much for this honor. It really is great to be here, and I'm just glad to be among you. And I've come all the way from Australia for this, and I'm enjoying myself. Thank you very much.
And the third hero we all know, and we all know that the role he is playing, he told me a few years ago, he said, you know, I've always been an Anglo-Indian, but I didn't know how crazy you fellows are. And then he helps us from the back to continue to be crazy, loving, courageous, and giving. Air Marshal Denzel Keeler. Ladies and gentlemen,
the All India Anglo-Indian Association proudly acknowledges the outstanding contribution of Air Marshal Retired Denzel Keeler for his gallant service to defend our nation during the 1965 Indo-Pak War. The Veer Chakra citation. On 19 September 1965, Squadron Leader Denzel Keeler was providing fighter escort to missile aircraft during a strike mission in the operations against Pakistan. His section of 4 NAT aircraft was engaged by 4 enemy Sabre jet aircraft, and the battle was fought at a height of less than 2,000 feet from the ground, where enemy anti-aircraft guns were also active. Under his guidance, his subsection leader shot down a Sabre jet aircraft. Thereafter, Squadron Leader Keeler himself engaged another Sabre jet and crippled it. Throughout the operations, Squadron Leader Keeler was a source of inspiration to his pilots and ground personnel. His courage and devotion to duty were in the best traditions of the Air Force. A big round of applause, please, sir.
Everybody knows I've given the shortest speeches so far. I think Barry tried to overtake me. I might try it again. Anyway, Mr. Freeze is also here. Whenever I had to make a speech, I always used to. That was the condition I used to come. And always Frank Freeze used to stand up and give an eloquent speech. And I used to look at him with wonder at how can these chaps talk for so long. Anyway, I'm very happy to be here, very proud, and very grateful to you for recognizing my brother, especially, and then Cook, and of course myself. It's very gracious of you all, especially a time like this when people are thinking of other things. I was wanting to tell you that it's not only the pilot who flies, but our aircraft. The Hunter in the case of Cook and the Nat. And the Nat broke all the records of the 65 war. You should know that this was made in India. It was developed in India. And when we went in, nobody knew about it and how it's going to cope up with the F-86. And you'll be glad to know that when the war finished, out of the 4,600 sorties flown, 2,600 was done by the Nats, which is more than half. The rate of kill was 7 to 1, 7 to 2 against 1:1. And now, when you look at it further, when the 71 war took place, in the opening round, 3 Pakistan Sabres were shot down by the Nats. And I will mention the names of the pilot. One was Roy Massey, another was Suarez, and the third was Lazarus. 3 Christian boys. This was the opening round with Bangladesh. And as it was, we captured the pilots. And when they were returned, one of these pilots became the chief of the Pakistan Air Force. And whenever we met him, he said, you know, the Nat, I'm damn scared of that. So there are a lot of stories to tell. There's an aircraft in the La Martiniere, Nat over there, and you see it, you realize how it was a David and Goliath affair, that against such a Sabre, best fighter of that time, the Nat took them on and thrashed them. Thank you.
So we'll give 2 speeches, one after the other.
Now the second one is this. He twisted my hands. But I want you to know that the association and the institution, Education Institute, is working together and in great harmony and looking after each other. And this is going to be like this forever. There is no time with our institution forget its responsibility to make sure that the Anglican community is going to grow, especially under Barry, and it will grow stronger and stronger if we all work together and leave our politics out of the country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for both speeches. he used to, so in soldier parlance, he said, I thought I'd be the oldest person over here, but I was wiped out by the young lady there. Yes, we'll move on.
I would now like to call up on stage First Lady, Mrs. Denise O'Brien, to kindly come up, and I request the President-in-Chief to stay on stage to give away the following awards.
I'll just begin the Hall of Fame.
Hall of
for you.
Fame?
Yeah, the first, what we've been doing, thank you very much, Denise, for the last couple of years, we've been inducting into the Anglo-Indian Hall of Fame institutions that have contributed for 100 years and more in a special way. The first year at Vizag, we inducted into the Hall of Fame La Martiniere, Lucknow. The second year, it was the Bishop's Schools in Pune. And the third year, it's a very, very special place. We will take a look and intrude into their privacy, go into their home, and then share with you why we'd like to honor them.
Old age can be a great time to sit back and enjoy life. Older, wiser, many have the freedom to do the things active service made them delay. Enjoying life is a significant contributor to healthy aging. The Dorothy Crosswaith Homes at Lucknow is one such place that provides such an opportunity for the elderly members of our community. Comfortable surroundings, basic facilities, central location, caring administration, and a host of friendly visitors make it a welcoming home. The Lucknow branch of the All India Anglo-Indian Association warmly welcomes the residents to all the monthly get-togethers and all other activities, some of which are specially designed for them. The DC Homes, as it is commonly referred to, was established in 1939 for European and Anglo-Indian senior citizens. It bears the name, the wife of the last British Commissioner of Lucknow. The DC Homes currently has 15 residents. In 2019, the All India Anglo-Indian Association is proud to induct the Dorothy Crosswaith Homes into the Anglo-Indian Hall of Fame. Mrs. Charmaine Phantom Beecham, the trustee of the Dorothy Crosswaith Homes, shall receive this honor on behalf of the trust.
Friends, we're a special community, the first community in India to have a special home here in Lucknow, in Delhi, in Bangalore, in the deep south, in Chennai, in Uti, in other places, and Calcutta. So we want to actually honor all those homes, and on behalf of them, the Dorothy Crosswaith Homes is being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we would like some of our young residents to come forward over here. Let's give them a round of applause. It's a special day, a happy place. They all want to come. How nice. You're definitely Anglo-Indians. And we're just going to play some music which will make them feel like they actually are. Young ones, please clap for them as they all come and pose for a nice photograph. Can somebody help them please up the steps? Yeah.
The young ones who got it with the young one. And young one shouldn't be afraid to live love while the flame is strong. For we may not be the young ones very long.
Please put your hands together once more for all those who work behind the scenes, Charmaine and her team, and all those who have worked since the 1930s to look after these special people, and for all those who've lived over there and made it a happy place. You can all smile a little more. I know you like smiling. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Once in every lifetime comes a love like this. I need you.
We will, with your permission, move on just to speed it up. We need to keep the space in the middle a little clear. So I don't know how we're going to do that because we have many photographers. And we could ask some volunteers, especially my friends Aldo, Jason, others, if you could just help us bring people on quickly or urge people to come quickly. Yes.
The next award is for the pride of the community. And the award goes to the Gomes family of the Trivandrum branch.
Yeah. The Gomez family.
Gomez.
Yeah. In the past, we have honored Leslie Claudius for hockey, and we've honored many others for special things that they have done. This is an incredible family. Daddy is a leading a very well-known architect. Mum is a teacher who went on to found a school in Trivandrum where they have more than 30,000 students because they have a chain of schools. Their son is qualified and a practicing homeopathic doctor, and the daughter, Maya, who is here to receive it on behalf of her family, she is an architect, and now she's a brilliant artist, and we'll see some of her work. Maya, could you please come forward and receive the pride of the community honor on behalf of the rest of your family, way down from Trivandrum. Ladies and gentlemen, our community is spread all over. This is an incredible family of architects, educators, artists, people who have influenced the people around them. Yeah, we'd request everyone to pose for a photograph. Yeah. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Maya and the Gomez family. Do convey our good wishes to Dad, Mum, and Sasha. Right, thank you.
The next award is the Reach for the Stars Award. And this award goes to Neville Lazarus of Gorakhpur and Delhi.
While Neville is walking on, if you know what the BAFTA is and you know what an Emmy is, basically it's only the Oscar and the BAFTA and the Emmy that people want to win in their lives, like the Nobel Prize. Here's a young journalist who grew up in Gorakhpur, went to La Martiniere again, La Martiniere, Lucknow, and now works for the Sky News, which is based in Britain. He often goes to Afghanistan, often goes to Kashmir. That's his work. And he's a producer, as well as a reporter, as well as a person who's a researcher. And he and his two crazy journalist friends decided close to midnight one night to go to take a boat and went across to Myanmar or the borders over there and meet and see what was actually happening to the Rohingyas on the beach, because the army had pushed them right up to the beach. They saw over there, in fact, I will ask Neville to speak a little on it, and they filmed it. And this film of his and his friends won a BAFTA, ladies and gentlemen. You can't get bigger than that. He's won Emmy Awards, and he's widely acclaimed as one of India's, well, let's say, most courageous journalists of our times. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Neville Lazarus. Maya, I forgot to ask you to say a few words. I will ask you tomorrow if you don't mind, rather than call you back just to save time. But we won't have Neville with us. And Neville is not a member of our association. He's a naughty boy. He was a member before as a young boy. His dad is over here. And Neville has said, of course, Barry, it will be my privilege to become a member of the Delhi branch. So Delhi branch, if you accept, will you accept Neville? Oh, thank you very much for accepting Neville. Neville, could you just say a few words?
I'm absolutely honored to be here amongst the stalwarts, and thank you very much, Barry, and the community. Just want to say, you know, if you stay true to your profession and say the truth, and especially in this day and age and this environment, you will be rewarded of some kind. I wish to thank my wife because I pick up my flak jacket and helmet and, you know, go off to conflict zones, but most of all my dad and mum. I think without them we won't be here. Thank you very much. Thank you, the whole community. is absolutely a privilege.
You will meet his dad tomorrow and the day after, a wonderful man sitting modestly at the back.
And the BAFTA for news coverage goes to the Rohingya crisis, Sky News.
Ladies and gentlemen, seeing one of our boys going up to receive a BAFTA, it doesn't get bigger than that. The only Anglo-Indian in the history of the community to receive such an honor.
First of all, I would say shout out to part of my family who are here, Richard and my beautiful daughters, Maddie and Flo. Glad you're sharing this with me. Also, this could not have happened without two very special people. My brilliant producer, Neville Lazarus, who basically found the boat, got the boatman and sailed the boat there and back virtually to make sure it happened. And the extraordinary, talented Martin Smith, who hates boats, cannot stand water, has an unhealthy fear of drowning. The pictures weren't the only thing that were green that night, I can tell you.
Thank you very much.
Martin.
Thank you, Shomnath.
And the BAFTA for news.
Thank you very much, Shomnath, for that. That clip, I think it was important to feel that we were supporting him over there. Congratulations, Neville. Boys and girls, young people over here, with a role model like him, I think you should meet him and interact with him and reach out to take whatever guidance and help you can from him. Back to you, Anne.
The next award is, it's called the Driver Carroll Award for service beyond the call of duty. And this is awarded in memory of a very famous driver called Percy Carroll, who, Anglo-Indian train driver, going down the tracks, and he came around the corner and he saw that there was an accident up ahead, and it was a passenger train that he had. So he jammed the brakes, the engine skidded and eventually derailed. The passengers were saved, but Percy Carroll's leg got trapped under the engine. He lived for 2 days. It was the 22nd of March, 1959, I think it was. Not 59, it must have been
59.
59. And this award is given in memory of him. And I remember seeing, initially, we had seen all these videos on YouTube and Facebook going around. This Barry.
Right. Driver Carroll, as you've just heard, he actually, the funny part of it was his co-driver was his son-in-law, and they could see what was happening, and they refused to get off. Two young drivers, he literally pushed them out, risked his life, suffered for 2 days, and his wife later received this great honor of the Ashok Chakra, I think, Group 2 is it called, from the President, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. This is a special award. As you know, we're reaching back and looking into history and heritage and drawing strength from there. But we're finding driver carols of this era. And we found one in Bhusawal. Bhusawal is a wonderful place to be. There is this gentleman called Elvis Mason. He drives a bus from Bhusawal to Mumbai every night and drives back the next night. While he was driving, recently, a couple of months ago, there were floods in Maharashtra, and this is what happened. There is a person stranded over there, and the guy in the shorts and vest is Elvis Mason. It was filmed by one of the passengers on his bus. The silly fellow's not leaving his helmet. Ladies and gentlemen, the driver carol of our times, Elvis Mason. Please come up from Bhusawal. He's a very, very shy man, and we had to really convince him to come over here. You'll be happy to know that a couple of weeks after this incident, a school got in touch with him. He now drives a bus for the school, he says, which is less strenuous than his previous job. Please put your hands together. The great hero of our times. Wearing an association tie, Elvis Mason. Congratulations. Elvis, if you could just come sit here next to Mr. Mann, because we'll need you back for something. Yeah. I will just go through the next two. Andrew, yeah. What is the next one?
The next one is the E.T. McCluskey Award for Enterprise.
Yeah. Now the E.T. McCluskey, if you know, way back in the 1930s, when people were wondering if independence came, what would happen, E.T. McCluskey decided, he was very enterprising, he was based in Calcutta, and he bought, or he got together a huge plot of land and later it was called McCluskey Ganj, an Anglo-Indian, 300 families actually bought property over there. He was a lieutenant of Sir Henry Gidney, but they had this difference of opinion. Gidney didn't back him on this. And finally, the irony is, when McCluskey died, Gidney supported it whole hog. So once again, a coming together. You may have a little fight, but you can come together. In his honor, we would be awarding Brian Mason. Brian, could you please come up also from the Bhusawal branch? Brian belongs to the same family. And Brian, yeah, if you just first hear me out, then you can clap later. Well, Brian left Bhusawal and went to Mumbai and worked for a courier service for 26 years and was proudly working. And then the courier service closed shop because they lost their biggest clients. And he comes back to Bhusawal with 4.5 lakhs of rupees, but nothing to look forward to. He realized that people around him were all buying water, you know, this distilled water. So he goes ahead and risks his 4.5 lakhs of rupees, buys a plant, buys a little auto scooter, distills the water, fills it puts it onto the rickshaw himself, and takes it house to house, selling it. And he has branded his holy water, which he calls the Holy Spirit. Give him a round of applause for Enterprise. That's his brand of water, Holy Spirit. He's truly blessed by the Holy Spirit. This is Brian Mason receiving the E.T. McCluskey Award for Enterprise. If you could just come up with your brother and you could stand over there. These Masons have monopolized this award ceremony. The next one.
Give them a big round of applause, please. The next award is the Gloria Berry Award for Courage in the Face of Danger.
Gloria Berry was in 1955, on the 11th of April. She was taking a flight. She was a young stewardess from Jabalpur. Lots of very important people come from Jabalpur. And she was going to get married, but there was this special aircraft going for the first time to Jakarta, and she postponed her marriage and wanted to take this flight. And her Anglo-Indian persuasion worked. She got onto the flight. When the flight was up there, mid-air, there was a bomb, and the entire cabin and the cockpit was full of smoke. And everybody was, you know, sort of panicking. She was distributing these life jackets to everybody. Finally went into the cockpit, and the captain, the commander, and the assistant commander said, go back and do your work. Look after yourself first. She gave it to them. They were busy trying to control things, so they couldn't put the jacket on. She put the jackets on for them, and unfortunately, many lives were lost, but many lives were saved. And Gloria Berry actually died in that tragic accident, and her mother, posthumously for her, a couple of years later, received the Ashok Chakra Group 2 for her daughter's bravery. What a wonderful story. Now, receiving it, not here, but on behalf of him, her brothers, Alan Mason is a fisherman by profession, because the Masons have this very large property on the banks of the river Tapti, and Dad, went away. Their grandfather and their uncle, looked after them, and all of them became fishermen. So when you're fishing and somebody's drowning, what do? You stop fishing and you start saving lives. This third brother of theirs, Alan Mason, is a professional fisherman and lifesaver. He has won many awards, and between them, the Masons have saved thousands of lives and found dead bodies or people who have drowned, hundreds of them. This family is a very special family, so we would like to honor Alan Mason with the Gloria Berry Award for courage in the face of danger. He says, I can't come, I'm busy, so his brothers are going to receive it on his behalf. Have you got a photograph of them, Shomnath? The three brothers? That's Alan, yeah, and that's Carlton, his nephew, yeah. And that's the three brothers by the river. Yeah, go, come. Very modest, very simple, very courageous, and wonderful people. Thank you very much.
The next award is the Joy Michael Award for the Creative Arts. And I was very humbled last year when I was presented the award for the things I do. And may I announce the recipient today?
And speak about him.
Pardon?
And speak about him also.
The recipient today is a very young, up-and-coming cinematographer. I was fortunate enough to work with him this year, and I got to see firsthand the kind of creativity, and he has a perception which is beyond his years because he's a very young person. I've worked with a lot of people who are older in the same line that he is in. He's 24, 25, and I got to work with him, a very creative person. I have a lot of things written here, but I just want to say personally interacting with him, I was impressed with his level of professionalism, the way he saw things, the kind of shots he got, and it's going to come as a surprise to him, I am sure, because we were just talking to each other.
I just want to give her
this is his cinematography.
hug.
Just take a look at this young man's work.
I'm sorry. And get this big hug back from her.
Cinematographer is the person who's in charge of all the photography that happens. He does it himself, this young man, Nicholas Moses. It's a film made by Harry McClure.
Please don't pity me.
No, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Mani Ratnam, but it's our own Nicholas Moses for film editing and choreography. This award is being presented. Nicholas, could you come up quickly, young man? I think he's 24. Are you, Nicholas? 25. He's 25. Thank you, Shomnath. I think we can clap louder for this young man.
Big round of applause, please.
The Joy Michael, of course, the great theatre personality based in Delhi, passed away a couple of years ago. Congratulations and God bless you. Nicholas Moses of the Ayanavaram branch. Yes, Andy.
The next award is the Norman Hutchinson Award for Outstanding Talent.
The Norman Hutchinson Award for Outstanding Talent. Last year, we presented it to a person who does a unique thing of helping doctors with his amazing art of being a tattoo artist. That is Russell Van Burl. And this year, we will present it to a person who is very, very unusual art, Glenn Young. It's so unusual that you will have to come and explain it in 2 sentences, of the Bhusawal branch. He's the president of the Bhusawal, again the Bhusawal branch. Glenn Young. Glenn, if you can, Shomnath, show us the pictures. It's a very unusual art, and it's over my head and over my creative ability to understand it. If you show the picture, and Glenn will explain in a few sentences what this art is all about. You can go there, yeah, you can go there, Glenn. Shomnath, if you can, let's have a look at what he does. One sec, hold on there, Shomnath. Yes, Glenn, go for it.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'll just give you a brief on what I do. Now, basically, this art is called intarsia. It was actually perfected in Italy in the 15th and 16th centuries. It's basically, I use pictures and basically still pictures, and then create a what do you say? It's like a mosaic outlaid work, basically like a jigsaw puzzle. And
what do you use? What do you use?
Wood.
Wood.
Basically wood. Yeah. And the stainers which are used are natural stainers.
And a qualified engineer, having retired, living in Bhusawal with his wife, this is what they do for their creative satisfaction and I think a living also. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for this very talented artist, Glenn Young. I asked him his wife's name because I forgot.
He's in trouble.
I thought he'd forgotten. Delphine, he wants you to come up here because he says Delphine and I work together. Yeah, that's wonderful. Really good. She's also very talented. And Delphine is actually a Bhusawal girl. This guy is like Bangalore IT company, was an engineer, and finally retiring in quiet Bhusawal, except for the All India Anglo Association, which is not very quiet in Bhusawal, but the rest, yeah. Congratulations, well done. Keep it up. I must mention that I must thank Mr. Frank Fries for bringing Elvis Mesa. Where are you? Thank you for first telling me about Elvis Mason, and one thing led to another, and we dug deep and found all these wonderful people. Yeah.
The next award is the Sharon Barron Award for a young teacher.
Yeah, just 1 minute, Andy. Sharon Barron was a young teacher and the youth president of the Ayanavaram branch. Last year, tragically, at the young age of 25, she passed away. She received this award posthumously. Her brother received it on her behalf, which carries a cash award also, which is thanks to a couple who are from Dehradun. They have helped us with this special award. And this year we said we will institute this award in her memory. So it's now called the Sharon Barron Award for a young teacher.
We have two recipients of this award. The first is Craig Carr of Lucknow branch.
Craig is our MC. Craig is a young teacher, very modest, very talented, always with the boys. In fact, looks like one of the boys, except for his hairline. But otherwise, please put your hands together. Let's encourage young teachers. So many people used to be teachers. The number is less and less now. Congratulations, Craig. Go for it. Yeah.
And the second recipient is Samantha Chatlier of St. Thomas Mount.
Samantha's not here, I think, Oscar. So we'll call the president, Don Wilson, the young and evergreen. Oh, how can you be young and evergreen? You're young and young. Come up, Don Wilson, the president, to receive it on behalf of Samantha Chatlier, exceptional teacher. She's 28 years old. She has a double MA in English and in French. And she's probably the only teacher in the country who teaches both English and French and does it really well. Confident, oozing personality. Please put your hands together for Samantha Chatlier of the St. Thomas Mount branch.
The next award is the Spirit of the Anglo-Indian Woman.
Last year, we started this award because all of us know that we Anglo-Indian men, sorry, could we have some volunteers over here? Some young, handsome guys? Okay. We start this award because we believe that the strength of the Anglo-Indian community is mummy, is sister, is auntie, is nana, is granny, is even girlfriend, is daughter, cousin, sister. The women of our community are our strength. They are the pivots of our community. So this year, yes, Andy? Andy, don't get distracted by the women, yes.
Mm-hmm. No, that's what I was telling him, actually. This year, the winner is Charmaine Phantom Beecham of the Lucknow branch.
A dedicated and devoted mother, wife, friend, has time for social work, has lots of time to look nice, doesn't need much time, naturally looks nice. But please put your hands together for Charmaine Phantom Beecham, the spirit of the Anglo-Indian woman.
The next award is the Sonika Chauhan Youth Award for Courage.
Sonika was not an Anglo-Indian in the sense of the constitution. Her mother is the vice president of the Anglo-Indian Association. She was a well-known television personality, tragically died in a car accident 2 years ago, and her parents have instituted this award, which also has a cash award. So we're thankful to Vijay and Sharon for instituting this. And the first recipient of this would be a girl at the age of 15 was told by the doctor that she required a kidney transplant. Quickly, her dad, who is fighting the odds, and the whole family is fighting the odds financially, he decided that he would give her the transplant. It took a long time. Her weight went down to 24 kilos. Guess who stood by her? Her branch. The Podanur branch rallied around her, and they reached out to me, and I reached out to the rest of the community. Social media can do wonderful things also. More than 7 lakhs of rupees were raised. Come Christmas, they went through with the surgery. I'm happy to tell you that 10 months down the line, Cynthia Bosser and her dad are both doing well, and Cynthia has doubled her weight to 48 kilos. So Cynthia Bosser, Shomnath, we'll skip the video just to save time. Cynthia has sent a message. I will just skip it now, and we will play the thank you message at the, oh, there she is. You just have a look at her, that's it. I think because we will play it.
I am Cynthia
Let her speak.
from Pothano branch.
She asked, can I have a paper in my
I
hand?
want to thank each one of you who helped with funds so I could do my kidney transplant in December 2018. I thank our President-in-Chief, Mr. Barry O'Brien, for all his care, support and help in getting me the necessary funds.
Well, Shobna, don't stop it at me. She went on to thank her branch. We need to hear that, because it was her branch that made it possible. I was just the catalyst. I didn't do anything more than that. But I put it on social media with an appeal. But Barbara Kumar, Philip Fowler, and the Podanur branch not only collected the funds, this is important, they have kept all the calculations. They are very, very transparent. And I think this branch deserves a round of applause. And one of you, I think Philip Fowler is here. Cynthia is not here. Please come up, Philip Fowler, who's the president of the Podanur branch. Philip is a dynamic personality, and you've got to meet him. He's a leading architect, and very happy to have you here. And I'm deeply grateful to my friend Oscar Nigley for introducing me to Philip, as well as helping me revive the Podanur branch and finding these wonderful people. Thank you, Oscar. Congratulations to the Podanur branch and Cynthia. Basically, she went on to thank everybody else, which Shomnath, for some reason, cut off. Yeah.
The other recipient of the Sonika Chauhan Youth Award for Courage is someone I like to sum up with 2 words, and that is Awesome Blossom. This is Awesome Blossom Fernandez of the Bangalore branch, and I think we'll get to know more about her.
You speak.
So Awesome Blossom landed up at the youth meet, and she gave a talk to the youth. And I think it was so inspiring for people my age as well. She told us the story of this girl who went through school who was totally unathletic and yet turned up at every year when they would have trials for every team. She would land up and the coaches would say, you know you're not going to get in, but she'd say, yes, but I still want to try. And she tried out and she got through school. After school, she decided to go for a run because there was something to do with a cancer run because her grandmother was not well. She did the run and everyone said, great, why don't you try something more? So she bought a second-hand old cycle and started learning how to cycle, and someone told her about being a triathlete, which is to swim, to run, and to cycle. And she decided to go to Goa to take part in this triathlon event and landed up winning it. And that was just the start. And Awesome Blossom Someday, I hope you get to hear her speak, and whatever she tells you about her life, about sacrifice, perseverance, even inspired me.
Well, actually, there's another part of the story. Awesome Blossom wasn't awesome when her organization and airline, you know which one, yeah, that's the story before the story. And suddenly she was jobless because she worked for that organization. Was your husband also working for that organization? No, he wasn't. And suddenly, imagine waking up one morning and not having a job and having no income. This young lady has reinvented her dream and her vision, and now she does not want to go back to the industry or any industry. She wants to be an international triathlete. She's just returned from Copenhagen, and she is determined to be one of the leading triathletes of the world. Just take a look at her. I don't mind me saying this, but by golly, she is getting there. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Blossom Fernandez of Bangalore.
Awesome Blossom.
Awesome Blossom.
The next award is the award for dedicated social worker.
Many young people or many other people in the association are doing social work outside the community also. And so we have initiated this award. We need to find to name it after somebody. But we're going to be presenting it to a person who started working in the early 80s in the Indian Railways, and he used to receive 6 rupees a day. Today, he's a senior TTE in Bhusawal. Bhusawal, is every one of you going to go back with something? And he is actually very active in other TTs also do it. He said, not only me, many of us do it. They are very, very alert and active in finding children on platforms and railway, you know, on the train even. And he and his friends have helped hundreds of them, either taking them to the police or found a home for them or get them back to their parents. I think that is something incredible, and he's doing it beyond the call of duty. And he is Kevin Simmons of the Bhusawal branch. Please come up, Kevin Simmons. As Mr. Freeze will tell you and others, Kevin is not a quiet guy. He likes a little dishum, and like all of us Anglo-Indians, he's you know, highly spirited of doing for the community and beyond. Congratulations and keep it up, Kevin. And thank you for all that you've done for the Bhusawal branch over the years. Yeah, I'll take this. Yeah, thank you. I will take this one from the start, if you don't mind, Andrew. Friends, if there is one non-Anglo-Indian who has served this community, if there is one non-Anglo-Indian who has given us a lot of respect, a lot of time, a lot of dedication from the 1970s, and all of us call him an honorary Anglo-Indian. We maybe took him for granted all these years. He's still helping us behind the scenes. He lives for the community. The All India Anglo-Indian Association must today honor that special person, Mr. Ashok Chadha. Mr. Chadha, please, I know you're a very simple, quiet man.
Please give a big round of applause.
Thank you very much. What I am doing is, I have learned from my leaders, and they have always dedicated. They were dying, they lived for the community, and they died for the community. Yes.
How many of you think it was we had to do this and we wanted to do this? Anyone who felt that we had to do this and wanted to do this? Yeah, of honoring Mr. Chadha? Yes, I think, oh, yep. Can we have another round of applause for Mr. Chadha? Some say he looks more Anglo-Indian than most of us also.
Right. The next one is the Olive Anthony Award for a spouse for being a pillar of support.
Friends, if you think about Sir Henry Gidney, we remember him as the unifier of the community. If you think about Frank Anthony, you remember him as the most courageous Anglo-Indian who decided that India is our home, we don't need to go anywhere, and rallied people around getting us those constitutional those seats, as well as building the Frank Anthony School. If you think of Neil O'Brien, you think of a person who was extremely knowledgeable and erudite and will be remembered for his warmth and love for the community. Of course, Air Marshal Keeler is very much with us for the next 15 years, when he'll reach 100, no, 14 years. And we remember him for his courage. In my humble way, if I am remembered as a President-in-Chief years down the line, I would like to be remembered as the person or the leader who tried to keep our culture alive. And for that reason, we have reached out, and a non-Anglo-Indian spouse and a non-Anglo-Indian child is very much a part of our movement today. They may not be voting, they may not be participating in AGMs, and this goes to show that the community will live longer culturally. And thank you for your support. It wasn't an easy decision, but thank you for your support for that. So we would like to honor two spouses for being a pillar of support. The first is Mr. Vinod Kumar of Podanur. Mr. Vinod Kumar, as Oscar and I know, he has been for what, 30 years, been all over the place, whether it's decorations or whatever. He just keeps doing the work while some of us Anglo-Indians keep fighting. So he's not here. Please put your hands together for Mr. Vinod Kumar. Oscar, may I request you to please come and receive it on his behalf, or we will ask, yeah, we'll ask, come. Where are you, sir? The President of Podanur. Basically, the photographers have told me, get him on stage again. They love your hat and your bow tie. This is for Mr. Vinod Kumar. And the other recipient of this is from Calcutta, who has been supporting the branch and his dear wife, Margaret, for more than 30 years. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. For 30 years. And that is Julius Devadasan. Julius, I hope you're here. Julius, are you here? See, he's such a shy fellow. He's hiding behind Margaret. Yeah. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. We have to have the support of our families and our spouses. Otherwise, the spice will not be there. Julius. Come, Julius. Thank you for all that you've done all these years, Julius, for standing by Margaret and our association. You got to turn. Denise, wrong way. Oh my goodness me. Yeah. Denise and Julius are the spouses who don't know how to pose. Margaret and I do. Congratulations and thank you, Julius. Friends, yeah, we come to the end of, let's say, one category of awards which needed long explanations. To all those who have received awards over here, let's give them a round of applause. Special people, touching lives, serving the community and involved in nation building in their own way. Now we'll go much faster. Yeah, thank you very much.
The next award
You want to thank the First Lady? Because I don't, yeah, you can do that. Because we'll do, she wants to go down because it doesn't matter. She wants to see the award ceremony. Yeah, we'll do it fast.
Thank you, Denise, for giving away the prizes. Next is the President-in-Chief's Choice Member of the Year. And this goes to...
It goes to a person who is a nag. He calls me for everything or texts me for everything. Do you want the band from Delhi? I can help out. Do you want me to try and help you get Alfred Cook? Do you know that gentleman needs help and that family needs help? And we fight a lot, but he's fully involved in the life of the community. Trevor Rosemare of the Agra branch, the Member of the Year.
Next is the President-in-Chief's Choice for New Member of the Year.
Well, when we were moving from, there's a new member means the next less than 2 or 3 years, we were moving all our copies of the review of 100 years and our files and a whole lot of other things. Somebody came forward from the Delhi branch and helped us. 2 people came forward. One was my daughter Zasha, but she'll get her award at home. But the other person went out of his way, went on his bike, roamed around, fixed up things, kept in touch with the truck driver every 2 hours. And you know what truck drivers can be every 2 hours. You can't figure out what they're saying because they are high-spirited then. Troy Hodges of the Delhi branch. Congratulations and thank you for everything, Troy. Come quickly, Troy. You're a sportsman, I'm told. Run, run. Troy is a very organized guy, did a fantastic job. He's so organized that he left all his suits behind in Delhi and had to buy one today. I get all the news, Troy.
The next one is the President-in-Chief's choice for Youth Member of the Year.
Well, this family is really dedicated to the association. This young teacher, she is busy teaching. She's organizing events for her branch. She's the secretary of her branch. She's now the vice president of the AIAY youth movement. Renelle Rosemere is the youth member of the year. Everything is good, but you guys have got to come up faster. And thank you, the Agra branch, for coming forward to partnering the Lucknow branch and giving us all your help for this AGM.
And the next award is the President-in-Chief's honor to a family for loyalty.
Well, here once again, my friend Oscar and I, we speak about these things for long, and there is a family where husband is the president for many years, just retired due to ill health. His wife has been very supportive. His two daughters and his sons-in-law live in a joint family in Chennai, which is very unusual. Joint family, you know. We Indians, we use the word ghar jamai. I'm dying to be a ghar jamai, actually, because it's a wonderful thing to be. And these boys are really doing well in their own lives, but they all live together. They welcome the entire association into their beautiful home, and they have contributed. Mr. Henry Abraham and his family have contributed immensely. So we would like to honor Mr. Henry Abraham and his family. May we invite Randolph Wilkins, the current president, to receive it on behalf of the Abraham family of the Ayanavaram branch. Give them a round of applause. Ayanavaram is in Chennai, and the Abraham family, we hope they're seeing it live on Facebook.
Thank you very much, Barry. I would now like to call up on stage the Vice President and General Body Member in charge of Tamil Nadu, Dr. Oscar Nigli, and Rachel Nigli to kindly come up on stage and give away the following awards.
We will now go much faster. I think you're wondering if where we are, but we are not going to be showing any more videos and visuals, and the stories don't need to go into so much detail. We will be honoring our branches and our leaders in those branches because they are the people working at the grassroots level, and they're working in spite of the fact that they have to often hear lots of criticism and face a lot of brickbats. Once and for all our branch presidents, vice presidents, treasurers, secretaries, and committee members, give them a huge round of applause across the country. Go for it, Andy.
The next award is special recognition for motivating our youth at the national level.
And yeah, go for it.
And this is awarded to Graham Hayden of the Mumbai branch.
He's motivating our youth at the national level. Graham, we recognize your great contribution and congratulations. If you don't mind, while one recipient is receiving, we'll move to the other. Otherwise, we will never finish. Congratulations, Graham. Yes,
Special recognition for a youth mentor, Ingrid Rosario of the Calcutta branch.
Ingrid is very involved in her branch. There are many of you doing a wonderful job as youth mentors. Ingrid actually dances more than them, laughs more than them, enjoys herself more than them, is always with them. Ingrid, congratulations. Yeah, while Ingrid is coming up,
we have three.
We thank Oscar and Rachel.
Honor for a president, Mr. Philip Fowler, Podanur branch.
Now, we are honoring presidents every year, people who have contributed either for long or for just 1 or 2 years in turning a branch around. And we will be honoring 4 presidents. The first one here is Philip Fowler of the Podanur branch. Please give him a loud round of applause. A busy architect who is very involved in the Stein School, was the chairman, and is now a board member. Yeah, and we thank him for all that he's doing for our branch there in Podanur.
Mr. Edmund Jones of the Delhi branch.
In the last 1 year, all of you have seen, or the last little more than 1 year, an amazing thing happening in the Delhi branch. Obviously, the committee is doing a fantastic job, but it's led by the very humble and very, in his own quiet way, dynamic Eddie Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Edmund Jones. Go.
The next president is Cheryl Ann Shivan of the Villupuram Pondicherry branch.
Oh, goodness me.
I thought there was one more name, I'm sorry.
Well, we have her as a president just for 2 years, but she's really turned things around. It was the Villupuram branch. Then Oscar and I decided we will involve Pondicherry, and she and her family have made a huge difference. She is the principal of a college over there. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Cheryl Ann Shivan.
And one more president, Mr. Clive Van Burl of the Bangalore branch.
Another president who has really turned things around. Sometimes he goes faster than I can and everybody else can. And but he's a young family and a busy IT man, but doing wonderful things. Please put your hands together for Clive Van Burl, the president of the Bangalore branch.
Thank you, Dr. Oscar Nigley and Rachel Nigley, for giving away these awards. I would next like to call up the Vice President and General Body Member in charge of Maharashtra, Mr. Frank Fries and Valerie Fries, to kindly come up to give away the following awards.
Ma'am is here, sir? Mrs. Fries? Oh, she's not here. Okay, fine.
Mr. Frank Fries.
Yeah, Andy, governing body, huh?
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Honor for a Vice President, Susan Catino of the Nagpur branch.
Usually, vice presidents, the people say when you don't want to do any work, become a vice president. But there are some vice presidents who do really good, effective work. Susan Coutinho of the Nagpur branch. Please put your hands together for her. Yes. Andy, the next.
The next is Glenn Daniels of the Pallavaram branch.
Glenn is not here, but doing a wonderful job on behalf of the Pallavaram branch. Anybody from the Pallavaram? Justin, the president, could you please come up and receive it on behalf of... is Glenn still the vice president? Yeah. Oh, I thought he'd become, because he writes so often, I thought he'd become the secretary. Yeah. So
next is honor for a secretary.
Just one sec, Andy. This is Justin De Silva, the president of the Pallavaram branch, receiving it on behalf of Glenn Daniels. Yeah. Go for it.
Honor for a secretary, Charlene Andrews of Georgetown branch.
Please come up quickly. Charlene Andrews, a very quiet family, doing a lot for the branch over there. And you can call the others also.
Tyrone Lazarus of the Danapur branch.
Go for it, Andy.
Tanya Figredo of the Madurai branch.
If they're not here, could a representative from that branch, the president or somebody else, please come forward. This is Charlene Andrews. Give her a round of applause. Thank you, Charlene, for all that you do. Tyrone Lazarus is next. Tanya Figredo, who will receive it on her behalf. Caroline Pears, you know, Moses we all know, but Caroline sits next to Moses and helps, does all the work. So we want to thank her for receiving it on behalf of a very important and special person, Tanya Figredo, who is taking many initiatives in her branch. Go for the,
Thank you, Mr. Fries, for
sir.
giving away these awards. Thank you, sir. We now request the honorary treasurer of the association, Mr. Glenn Galston and Glenda Galston, to kindly come up to give away the following awards.
And if you don't mind, Glenn and Glenda, we'll go ahead with calling them.
The honor for a treasurer, Patricia Palmer of the Jabalpur branch.
I think
Colin Carrison of the Kurda Road, Bhubaneswar branch.
I think the silliest thing to do is become a treasurer. Because whatever you do, it's like an empire. Nobody remembers you for the right decisions. But if you make a mistake and you give somebody LBW when you shouldn't, that's the treasurer's job. Please put your hands together. Patricia Palmer of
Colin Carrison and Alan Morrison of the Lucknow branch.
Colin Carrison is a very hard-working treasurer of the Kurda Road, Bhubaneswar branch. He goes house to house to deliver reviews. He's fighting a terrible illness, and he's still serving the community. Can somebody come from the Kurda Road, Bhubaneswar branch? Is somebody here? No? Okay, fine. And the...
Alan?
Yeah. Alan Morrison, working very hard, doing a wonderful job. Please put your hands together for the Lucknow branch. Thank you, Alan, for all that you do.
Next, we have loyal and dedicated service to a branch, Llewellyn Watts of the Trivandrum branch.
These are people who have either for long or loyal or short dedicated service, shorter. Here is a man, he told me, he's proud to say, I started as a Khalasi. And he is proud of the Indian Railways, looking dapper in his suit today. And thank you, Maya, for that lovely article about him, which everybody should read on Facebook. And this man looking like a handsome, sort of Richard Burton, who's lost a little weight. Please put your hands together. Llewellyn Watts.
Loyal and dedicated service to a branch, Dudley Roberts of the Hyderabad Secunderabad branch.
Dudley Roberts. Dudley looks very different from Llewellyn. You'll just see in a minute. Really a person who's rock solid with his Hyderabad Secunderabad branch. Please put your hands together. Dudley Roberts of...
And Wilma Kingsellers of the Bhusawal branch.
Bhusawal, I think you should be sitting in the front row. It would save a lot of time. But here's a lady for 40 years. She's been serving her branch through many ups and downs. This is, Dudley, congratulations, thank you. And Wilma Kingsellers. Please put your hands together for Wilma. Go for it, Andy.
Thank you, Glenn and Glenda, for giving away these. I request, thank you very much. I now call up the Honorary General Secretary, Mr. Rudy Woodman, and Vice President and Governing Body Member in charge of Chhattisgarh, Mr. Bernard Rodrigues, to kindly come up to give away the following awards.
Just in a lighter moment, they were wondering, they said, our wives haven't come, who will we be with? I said, you can have a bromance on stage. Put your hands together for this really loyal, free-spirited Bernard Rodrigues, a wonderful human being. And ladies and gentlemen, nothing of what I do would have been possible without the support of Glenn Galston and Rudy Woodman. So please, let's hear it for the Treasurer, Glenn and Rudy. Thank you. We now go to the branches. Branches, please come forward as quickly as possible. In Randy. In each category, we have a bronze, a silver, and a gold. Yeah.
The Albert Barrow Award for the Best Secretariat, bronze, Bhusawal branch.
Goodness me. And I promise you, they have not even bought me a drink. Come, Glenn, well done. Please go for it. Andy, faster.
For silver, we have 3 branches, the Ayanavaram branch, the Pallavaram branch, and
the Lucknow
branch.
Ayanavaram, quickly, please. Very good, tight secretariat. Pallavaram, very good, tight secretariat. And of course, Lucknow, who are so good that they send us the money in advance. That's not the reason they're getting it only, but very tight secretariat. This is Ayanavaram. Come quickly, you can get a joint photograph. And Pallavaram and Lucknow. Just to save time, you can take your awards. The medal is actually, it doesn't say much. It's just to, the president could have it, keep it as a memento, and the citation. One sec, yeah, quickly, yeah. Come next, Lucknow. Yeah,
no,
if you could just finish, Lucknow over there is already there. One sec, Justin, you come here, come this side. All those who come with less than 3 people will get more than 3 drinks tonight. It's a bad Anglo-Indian joke, is it? Yes, Lucknow, come. Girls, please come forward fast. Andy, just speed them up, please. Sorry, I'm informally speeding everyone up. Pallavaram, go for it then. Yeah, go for it.
Lucknow's gone. Yeah. And then we have the gold for the best secretariat.
The gold for the best secretariat is a very important category because everybody is doing lots of work. But if you are not synchronized, if you're not informing the head office, if you're not sending us your branch rules and your subscriptions, it's very difficult to run the organization. 2 branches will receive the gold, Goa and Trichy. Goa branch and the Tiruchirappalli branch. Lucknow receiving the silver. Warren. Warren, thank you for all that you've done for the AGM and all that you're doing for your branch. Yeah. Warren, you're the best looking with Charmaine, so next to make sure your photograph's also on the paper. Adrian's also, but Goa branch, this is Daryl Burke. Now, while he's here, not only has he completed 50 years as a member, he's the secretary of the branch, he still has the documentation and the paper that was given to him by the Calcutta branch, making him a member in 1969. We salute you, Daryl, and for your silently doing wonderful work. And Trichy, represented by the president, Shannon Vasu, and the treasurer, Michael Peters, and Esme, his wife, is the secretary. A very tight secretariat. Congratulations, Trichy.
Thank you, Mr. Rudy Woodman and Mr. Bernard Rodericks, for giving away these awards. I would now like to call on stage the governing body member in charge of Karnataka, Mrs. Venetia Nero, and Vice President Adrian De Cruz.
Venetia has the rare distinction, there are many, like Peter Phantom, like Oscar Nigley, and a few others, who is nominated for a second term. So thank you very much for being with us, and congratulations, Venetia. Let's give a round of applause. Second term MLA of Karnataka. And Mr. Adrian De Cruz, all the way from Cochin. If you're ever down south in Cochin, go to his house for dinner. You won't regret it. If you look like me, please avoid it. Yeah.
So we have awards for the De Rosier Award for projecting the community. We have again bronze, silver, and gold. The bronze goes to the Pune branch.
This is projecting the community through social media, through the media in general. So the Pune branch, could you please come up? Lots of their activities on social media, many live on Facebook even. I think most of their activities, except you better keep the housey part not live. You know what I mean, those who know. But give them a round of applause. This is Carl Young, a very young and dynamic secretary, doing a wonderful job. And Carl, thank you for all that you do for the association, the branch, and thank you for playing a stellar role in the AGM last year too. We move on to the silver.
Silver, we have the Devlali Nasik Igatpuri branch and the Agra branch.
Silvers to these two branches. These two branches are unputdownable. I mean, even if you don't want to see them on Facebook or you see too much of them, you will see more of them. And they're projecting the community. Come forward, please. Agra and Devlali Nasik. Who's coming forward? Devlali Nasik? Okay. And they're actually taking it seriously, and one person is coming. Well, Julian Redden and his team. Let's give them a round of applause. Julian leading a wonderful team with Colin and others. Superb. Yeah. And Agra. I think they don't sleep.
Agra?
At 3 o'clock in the morning, they're posting. Don't ask me what I'm doing at 3 o'clock in the morning.
And the gold for projecting
Agra.
the community.
This is Agra. Yeah, come. And the gold.
And the gold is Bangalore branch.
Yeah. Without a doubt, not just social media, projecting through media, etc. Incredible job done by Clive and his team. They're all over the newspapers, all over the television channels even. So congratulations, the Bangalore branch. They received the De Rosier Award for projecting the community. The metro branches are getting less of an applause. Why? No? The smaller branches are getting more of an applause. Congratulations. Well done. Keep up the good work. Yes, Andy.
Thank you, Mrs. Venetia Nero and Mr. Adrian De Cruz for giving away those prizes, the award, sorry. We now call up on stage the governing body member in charge of Telangana, Mr. Warren Latouche and Wendy Latouche, to kindly come up and give away the following awards.
Warren and Wendy, you don't mind if we start telling you about the award? Yes.
The Sir Henry Gidney Award for The Review.
This is for our magazine, the slowest editor in the world. You get the magazine 1 year late. The editor promises every year to speed it up, but he's a bit busy and he's trying his best. But thank you, all these branches. The bronze goes to?
The bronze goes to the Patna branch.
Give them a round of applause, please. And then we go on to the silver very quickly.
We have 4 silvers.
Come, Glenda.
5 silvers.
Somebody?
The Nagpur branch, Devlali Nasik Igatpuri branch, the Agra branch.
That's it. Please come forward. This is Patna. Come, Patna. Girls, don't pretend you don't want to come on stage. You brought special dresses for today. Come on. Come up the next branch. That is, after Patna, we have the Nagpur branch. Nagpur. Christopher D. You're looking dynamic. I mean, dynamic. Look at him. Wow. Come. Are you alone here, Christopher? Good. Then we have the
Devlali.
Yeah, go ahead. Devlali.
Nasik, Igatpuri.
Nice to see when you come on a second time to send somebody else. You can send one or two, that would be nice. And finally?
Agra.
Agra. Well done, Agra. Keep it up.
2 more silvers.
Yeah. Go for it.
Trichy and Bangalore.
Trichy and Bangalore, please come up quickly for your silvers for the review. I've already introduced them, so I won't be saying too much about them. This is the Agra branch. Then we could have Trichy. Trichy, come quickly. Trichy.
They're here.
Oh, Devlali, come. Devlali.
Devlali is here.
Devlali?
Devlali.
Yeah.
Devlali, I think someone.
Yeah, Devlali, Nasik, Igatpuri. That's right.
Devlali, Nasik, Igatpuri.
Oh, Trichy. Why? What's? Someone's taking. Oh, after. Okay, doesn't matter. Trichy, come, please.
Just pose.
No, they've come. Relax. Huh. What's happening? Agra, you've taken Devlali Nasik certificate. Yeah. So what you can do? No, you exchange. Later on. Yeah. Okay, doesn't matter. Just pose for the photograph. Could you just blur the writing, photographers? Would you बीच में जो certificate में लिखा है वो blur कर दीजिए. Right, this is Devlali, Nasik, Igatpuri, then Trichy. Yeah, pose, right, now carry on. Well done, Andy, wonderful. That's why we gave you that award last year. Yeah. Okay. Your name, sir? Ravi? Ravi ji has just told me I'm calling them too fast. First he told me you're too fast. But I was wanting to tell him all Anglo-Indians are fast, but I didn't. But Raviji will call them a little slower. But if you come up, just come to the side. Okay, quickly. Who's next?
So we finished with Agra, Trichy, Bangalore.
Bangalore's received?
Bangalore's waiting.
For the...
In the wings.
Sir Henry give the award for the review? No. Bangalore...
Silver.
Where do you guys get these hats from?
I want one.
Give them a hand. Really well orchestrated branch, doing really well. Bangalore. Yep. And the gold. Andy, the gold, don't get distracted, Andy.
And the gold is Madurai branch, Kurda Road, Bhubaneswar branch, and Jamshedpur branch.
Give them a round of applause, please. The Madurai branch.
Kurda Road, Bhubaneswar
Moses is a very, very hard-working Anglo-Indian Association president and a Rotarian who's doing a wonderful job. We'll tell you a little more about him tomorrow. But well done, Moses. Keep it up. And his branch. And Kurda Road, Bhubaneswar. Anyone here from it? Not here. Kurda Road, Bhubaneswar, not represented. And the Jamshedpur branch. After that is the Jamshedpur branch. We're calling out the name. Just read the cert, yeah? Jamshedpur. Good idea to go from that side and see you're getting the right cert.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. You'll finish first. Very dynamic young people in Jamshedpur doing a fantastic job over there. Yeah, Nevada Dolby and Garvin and all their team. Well done. Thank goodness most of the young guys have started looking like me. Just a few jokes to keep it light. Congratulations, Jamshedpur. Keep it up. Yeah.
Thank you, Warren and Wendy, for giving away those awards. I now call up on stage the Vice President and Governing Body Member in charge of Andhra Pradesh, Mr. Philip Toker. Forgive me if I say it wrong.
Yeah.
Toker,
yeah.
And Vice President and Governing Body Member Delphine Dubois.
Yes,
Dubois.
Delphine, come, Delphine.
To
Yes.
kindly give away the following, which are the Neil O'Brien Youth Award.
Go for it.
We have 4 bronze, Ayanavaram branch, Palavaram branch, Erode branch, Mumbai branch, bronze.
Please put your hands together for
Big round of
Ayanavaram.
applause, please.
Come as quickly as
The Youth
possible. One or
Award.
two of you. If the youth are here, bring them also. And Ayanavaram, let Ayanavaram come first. Bhai Sahab, aap karo us
Ayanavaram, Palavaram,
can you just
Erode, and then Mumbai.
We need somebody's help here, Aldo and Clive. If you can just tell them that to let them come through, otherwise we will not be able to. You're taking still photographs. You can just go there. This is Ayanavaram, Carrie Jeffries, and Donovan, the youth mentors, Donovan Moses, and all their committee members and their president, Randy Wilkins. Congratulations. Quickly, please. The Palavaram branch. They need to...
Erode waiting.
Aldo. Yeah,
and
go from that
Mumbai.
side. Yeah, good idea. Can we, when you receive, you can go that way, just to save time. Sir. Okay. Like a good Anglo, you pretend you didn't hear.
When all else fails.
When you become the president-in-chief, you can say these jokes. They can't mind. Yeah, well done. Congratulations, Palavaram. Next. Erode. Christian Massa. I think he's one of the youngest presidents. He actually attended the youth meet. Our youth meet's up till 35. He and his wife are both youth members, and their 15-year-old son also attended the youth meet. That's a huge, that's wonderful. Once again, thank you, Oscar, for all the tidbits. Congratulations. You're doing a wonderful job, Christian. Keep it up. Yeah. And your wife, is she here? No. Okay. Thank her also. Her name is Janice. Yeah.
And okay. Mumbai.
And Mumbai, the youngest member is coming on stage, Blossom Lily-White, to receive with her, goodness me, he's a handsome man. There's been so many other handsome, yeah, Jason's son. I know my daughters told me there's Jason's son. Give them a hand. Mumbai, spirited youth, doing a wonderful job. And Blossom and your team really involving the youth at all stages. Good. We go to the silver.
The Neil O'Brien Youth Award, silver, Calcutta branch, and Coimbatore branch.
The Calcutta branch, how many youth are here? Come quickly. Not all of you, but just a few. Send some of them up. There are about 12 of them here, and their train was late, and they came at midnight and all, what have you. And the Coimbatore branch, if you see this couple walking down, you would think you're actually in some a fashion show in Paris, but they're actually Brett and Vanessa. Give them a round of applause as they receive on behalf of Coimbatore branch. Doesn't matter which one you get, just take it. Yeah, just take it. And Calcutta. They want more photographs of Brett and Vanessa. Yeah, okay. I will never pose for a photograph next to both of you.
Calcutta branch.
Doesn't matter, just receive it and exchange, right? Oh, it is the Calcutta branch. Give them a round of applause. Well,
and gold, for the Youth Award for the gold, we have the Agra branch, Cochin branch, and the Pune branch.
Many branches are doing wonderful work with the youth, but these three branches we've singled out. The Pune branch, very active. Barry Barnes will come up over here and come. Who's coming first? Is Cochin? Cochin is here?
Cochin.
Well, Mr. De Cruz, if you could receive it on behalf of Cochin. Agra, come this side. Come this side, Agra. Come this side. And yes, Mr. De Cruz, I don't think, is Basil here? Basil, are you here from Cochin? No. Okay. Mr. De Cruz, if you could receive it on behalf of Cochin. Then we'll have Agra branch. Nice to see Melva here also. I didn't know Melva was here. Yeah. Come quickly, Melva. Melva and Trevor are having another fight. Yeah. This is Cochin, gold, and thank you very much. Congratulations, and Agra. Yeah. Come. Some that side, some go that side, some go that side. Some go that side, yeah. You fellas on the back, on the back. The youth of Agra are setting a fine example, and for us elders, and we need to set aside our differences and, you know, really learn from the youth. And this is a wonderful youth movement, and Agra is right there at the top.
Thank you, Philip and Delphine, for giving away these awards.
Move to the next.
Next up, we have I request the governing body member in charge of Goa, Mr. Justin Clark, and Linda Clark to kindly come up and give away the following awards. These are the Sheila Irani Award for the most promising branch.
Thank you. They've come all the way from Goa, almost missed their flight.
So for bronze, we have the Allahabad branch, the Rajamundry branch, and the Guntakal branch.
Now, these are branches, they may be old or new. If they're either new, they're showing new promise, and if they're older branches, they've been revived and really showing a lot of promise of late. So the bronzes for Allahabad branch, okay, Allahabad branch.
Allahabad.
Allahabad, are you?
Allahabad.
Allahabad is very good now, I can tell you, led by, of course, we remember he couldn't be here, I think, because he's not well. Francis Moore, who was the president for many years. Now we have the Lukes. That's David Luke and Christabel Luke. Are they here? Larry French is here, I think, the secretary. Larry, don't feel shy, Larry. Let's give him a round of applause. Larry, Rudy, Francis Moore, the Lukes, our MLA Denzel Gordon, all really coming together to look after, you know what, the property in the Thornhill property in Allahabad. Come up quickly. Come up, Rajamundry. This is Rajamundry, another terrific looking branch also. And this is led by Clinton Parry, and we've revived it. Thank you very much, Dr. Philip Toker, for reviving Rajamundry. Already, come here, Larry. Yeah, you wait here for them, I think. Because, yeah, come this side, the other branches, that's Rajamundry. Give them a hand, Rajamundry. Already sending in to Mr. Chadda their scholarship requirements, their role, the branch roles. Well done. Keep it up. Larry French on behalf of the Allahabad branch. Round of applause. What? Yeah. Oh, I said Allahabad. That's we didn't recognize. Okay. Next one. Come. And anyone else we called out?
Silver, we have the Erode branch and Villupuram Pondicherry branch.
No, one sec. The Guntakal branch for bronze.
Guntakal.
Is Guntakal here? Guntakal is not here? Okay, the Guntakal branch, once again revived by Philip Toker. They're doing well. They received the bronze, but they're not here. Silver to Erode.
And Villupuram Pondicherry branch. Erode.
Yeah. Great strides have been taken by the Erode branch under Christian Marker, spelled with a C. Christian Marker's leadership, and well done. Keep it up. Yeah. And of course, the Villupuram Pondicherry branch, a very tight and active branch and doing incredibly well with their great leaders. Yeah, come.
And gold for the most promising branch, Bangalore branch and Delhi branch. Please give them a big round of applause. This is the most promising branch. Full of promise.
The gold really turning things around, and Vinisha is very supportive of their work. The committee is fantastic, has lots of good vice presidents, good treasurer, secretary, and of course led by Clive Van Burl. Please put your hands together for the Bangalore branch. Very good. Sheila Irani, a great lady and a former member of parliament and from Mysore, stalwart of our community. We haven't spoken about the other leaders.
Delhi?
Neil O'Brien and others. You know about DeRosio and you know about... Delhi. So that's why, yes. The Delhi branch, huge turnaround over there, and they're doing a fantastic job. Eddie's got lots of ladies on his team. No, he has gentlemen also. And Lorraine and Anthea and the Barods, lovely to see them here today. All doing a wonderful job. Of course, Eddie and Eddie's family helps out a lot. Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Justin Clark and Linda Clark, for giving away these awards. We now call on the governing body member in charge of Kerala, Mr. Derek Fernandes and Julia Fernandes, to give away the following awards.
Come quickly, Derek. Don't worry, Julia will come. If she's
the Major General Williams Award for Projects and Events.
Yep,
bronze, we have the Vijayawada branch, Jabalpur branch, and Trivandrum branch.
Unfortunately, the Vijayawada branch, both the delegates have got dengue, so it's very unfortunate. And they're from the same family. Jabalpur branch, please come forward. Dunstan Gamble, a real stalwart and has been winning review awards for goodness knows how long. And of course, Philip Palmer. Give them a round of applause. Jabalpur Historic Branch. And
silver.
No, one sec. And one more bronze to the
One more bronze, Trivandrum.
Trivandrum branch, please come forward. I think President Janet is here. She's doing a wonderful job with her team. And Maya is here. She's Vice President. Who else is here? Janet? Llewellyn Watts? Come. Because Trivandrum has been having lots of events and they actually report those events really well. Give them a round of applause, the Trivandrum branch. We go to the silver.
Silver, we have Jamshedpur branch, Patna branch, Bangalore branch, and the Danapur branch. Silver for award for projects and events.
Please come forward. Jamshedpur.
Jamshedpur.
Well done. Trivandrum. Jamshedpur.
Jamshedpur.
Clive, just come here. You can stand here. So whenever they get yours. What are you coming with?
Jamshedpur.
What are you coming with? Jamshedpur, come.
We're waiting for
Huh?
Jamshedpur.
Look at there. Jamshedpur.
Jamshedpur first.
Come. Yeah, well done, Jamshedpur. Keep up the good work. Yeah.
Patna.
Then we have Patna. Yeah, come quickly. Yeah. Led by Glenda Goldston, President, and a very effective committee. Next. Bangalore.
Bangalore.
Bring it. Yeah.
The men of Bangalore.
And
Danapur branch.
Danapur coming out in big numbers. Unfortunately, Eric de Rosario not here. He's away in Australia for a very important family event. We thank Eric for his leadership of the Danapur branch, as well as the governing body member of Bihar and Odisha, as well as the immediate past president of the AIAI. This is Danapur. Real stalwarts over here. Alan Cowell is a fantastic quiz master and a stalwart who's been working for a couple of decades for the branch. And of course, Tyrone and he is Mark Murray. Okay. Congratulations. Next.
Thank you very much, Derek and Julia.
No, go. Yeah, right. Thank you
I
very
now
much.
call on stage Mr. Greg Mann, MLA of Uttarakhand, to kindly come and give away the Gold Awards.
Please welcome Mr. Greg Mann, the MLA, our nominated MLA in Uttarakhand. And of course, Greg is a renowned and a respected educationist. Thank you for being with us, Greg.
So this is again the awards for projects and events. Gold awards go to Devlali Nasik Igatpur branch and the Calcutta branch.
Julian, you've got to come on now. The photographers are waiting for you. Come. Julian is the only person who won't have to stand on stage. Yeah, good. He's trying. Give them a round of applause. This is, I think, extremely important for us to recognize that Devlali Nasik Igatpuri is one of our finest and most active branches in the country. Congratulations. Gold to you. All of you, how many of you have come?
Devlali Nasik Igatpuri branch.
18 of them have come from Devlali Nasik Igatpuri. Wow. Wow, fantastic. A wonderful thing about this branch is, yeah, Colin owns a hall which he has named the All India Anglo-Indian Association Hall. It's his own personal private hall, which is a huge hall, which he gives out, obviously. And he's named it after the association and the branch. Branch has all its activities there. They've got our logo everywhere, the awards that they've given on the wall. It's a wonderful gesture of generosity. Thank you, Colin. That's wonderful. Am I right? Yeah? Yeah. Sorry? He's your banker also. Yeah. You bet. Okay, congratulations. We're talking about Colin. He's the guy with the freaky hairstyle at the back. Guess what his business is? He owns 6 salons or beauty parlors in Devlali. So if you want to go for a hairdo, everybody's welcome except Eddie Jones. Everyone else can go for a hairdo. Congratulations.
And the Calcutta branch.
The Calcutta branch, the president of the Calcutta branch never leaves the president-in-chief alone and is always sort of so busy on her phone with her branch, and she has a great team. Please put your hands together. The Calcutta branch doing wonderful work.
Thank you so much, Mr. Greg Mann, for giving away these awards.
Thank you. Congratulations, Calcutta. Thank you very much, Greg.
I now call on stage the Bailey family.
Yeah, the Bailey family is, well, the international family of Anglo-Indians come all the way from Canberra. Give them a round of applause, Joe and Charmaine.
To kindly give away the following awards.
And no, let them come with Amaris also. Yeah.
And Amaris, please.
Come, three of you. Mr. Bailey,
Amaris,
your family?
please. Yep.
Yeah. Give them a round of applause. They are from Chennai. Immigrated how many years ago, Mr. Bailey? In 1980. He's a big, big man in Canberra, and he is the convener of the next Anglo-Indian reunion, which will happen 3 years from now. Thank you very much for being with us. And a big hand for this lovely lady.
These are the Joyce O'Brien True Spirit of the Community Award.
We introduced this last year, and since it's the first time we've named it after Joyce O'Brien, who on the 12th of January this year passed away just 1.5 days in the nursing home. And before that, when she came back from the bar in the club, she had her wets. She mixed with people, she spoke to people, and her spirit is actually present in a lot of us. And I especially dedicate this award ceremony to her, the memory of Mrs. Joyce O'Brien. And this is the first time I'm attending an AGM since 1977. I've been attending, except 10. I've attended all. The first time without my dad and mom, but I can feel their spirit over here and their presence. So this is dedicated to my mom.
So we have 5 branches winning the Bronze Awards. This is the Jhansi branch, St. Thomas Mount branch.
Jhansi branch, is anyone here from the Jhansi branch? Yes. Now, after a long time, well, Bruce Henderson is really trying to get the people together. Give them a round of applause. Nice to have you here, Jhansi. St. Thomas's Mount branch, Don Wilson. Friends, yes, all Anglo-Indians are not Christians. Almost all are. And we are not, this is not a religious body of the All India Anglo Association, but religion is a very important part of our life, being Christians. And Don Wilson, amongst many other things that they do in the branch, they actually, as Christians, Anglo-Indians who are members, they come together, they go on walks, they go to different churches. I think that's true spirit. Wonderful.
So we have the Jhansi branch, St. Thomas Mount
Jhansi
branch, Korba branch, Hubli branch, and the Kola Goldfields branch or KGF branch.
Come please, and receive it and go. Don't listen to my whole
St.
lecture.
Thomas Mount, Korba, Hubli, and KGF. Bronze Award for True Spirit of the Community Award.
We've spoken about Jhansi and St. Thomas's branch. Korba branch. Where is that young man? Graydon, what are you waiting for? Hurry up, run. Graydon Gallia, incredible. Just come and wait for, well, yeah, come to the right, come to the side. Yeah, come this side. Graydon, if you could come up. Spirit, if you see their Santa Claus, he's the skinniest Santa Claus I've ever seen. Not he, the person who was, but that's the spirit. And then Graydon, come please. Graydon and his wife, they have a daughter. He and his wife and his sister-in-law were coming. He sent us a message saying his wife and sister-in-law can't come because his wife is in the family way. And then he says, but please keep her delegates, her contribution. I don't want it back. Use it for the community. Wonderful spirit there of Graydon Gallia. And the Korba branch. The Hubli branch, well, under Bruce Robert and all these wonderful gentlemen going for it. Venetia wrote a lovely thing in her report about how they, I think they embossed the picture of the person on that award that they were giving. And that really touched me in a special way. It's a wonderful way of honoring your foot soldiers. So Hubli, well done. Yeah, congratulations. Quickly, please. The Kola Goldfields branch, represented by Three ladies, all the way from KGF, and that's True Spirit, wonderful spirit. Thank you very much for all that you do, and keep it up. Yeah, come. Yeah, basically, we can talk to Mr. Bailey later about reunion and all that. Just, yeah. This is the KGF. Go that side. Yeah. Have they all come? Yes.
Thank you to the Bailey family. Give them a big round of applause as well for giving away these. I now call on stage Dr. Denzel Godin, MLA of UP, and Dr. Leena Godin, MLA, to kindly come up and give away the next award, which are the gold for the same True Spirit of the Community Award, the Joyce O'Brien True Spirit of the Community Award Gold.
One sec, I'm going to just speak about them. Thank you, Denzel and Leena. Thank you very much for being here. And this branch, you can't put your finger on. Yes, they have a good secretariat, they have events, it's very difficult, it's a big city, etc. But when you talk about spirit, they're unmatchable, unmatched as it were, the Mumbai branch. The True Spirit Gold goes to the Mumbai branch. It's everything to do with heart and spirit. And I think they deserve a real round of applause. No AGM would be complete and fun without them. Nothing. I mean, Blossom Lily White never sleeps. She never lets Graham or Jason or Glenda or Aldo, and they've got it all. And believe you me, in true Anglo-Indian spirit, they fight a lot. Rudy and I know that. They fight a lot, but that's good true spirit. When you can make up, kiss and make up, and give them a hand. Gold to Mumbai.
I hope so.
Take a few more photographs. They're very good looking, yes. And the next gold, or another gold, goes to, once again, they are with their youth. They have their own challenges, but they're doing wonderful work with their youth. They do wonderful work with their elderly, and their true spirit in terms of an all-round Anglo-Indian spirit, the Pallavaram branch. Please put your hands together for the Pallavaram branch. Justin, quickly, with a couple of others. We have reached the end. Sorry? Okay. Oh, not Pallavaram? And Pallavaram. Yeah. Oh, both. I'm so sorry. Did I forget Podanur? Yeah. Give them a round of applause. And for standing by this young girl, Cynthia Bossa, and their family, for organizing this whole, orchestrating this public fundraising event and being so transparent and accounting for it so well, Mr. Fowler and Barbara, Kumar, etc. The Podanur branch needs to be commended, and they received a gold. Please come up. The True Spirit, the Joyce O'Brien True Spirit of the Community Award. Friends, we haven't done badly. I really thought we'd take longer, but the second half has gone much faster. Thank you for your cooperation. Congratulations to Podanur branch, Mr. Fowler. We come to the last category. It's about all-round excellence. That means
Thank you very much, Dr. Denzel and Dr. Leena Godin.
Thank you very much.
And I now hand over to our PNC.
You will announce, I will present the award. Obviously named after our tallest leader, Frank Anthony, recognizing the all-round excellence of branches. It is very difficult this year because it's getting more and more difficult because of your participation in all that you're doing. So if you quickly call them, I will present.
The bronze certificates go to the Madurai branch, Jamshedpur branch, and the Trichy branch. Branch of the Year, bronze certificates. Give them a big round of applause, please. Sorry. Madurai, Jamshedpur, Trichy.
They have come from Madurai to Chennai to Ahmedabad to Lucknow. That's the route they've taken. And the branch has helped buy the air tickets for these young people.
Jamshedpur.
Certainly one of our best branches.
Big round of applause, please. Jamshedpur. And the Trichy branch. Trichy branch. Big round of applause, please. Trichy branch. And we have the silver certificates. Devlali Nasik Igatpuri branch and the Bangalore branch. You don't have a problem
In this
packing all
category, if you win the silver, it basically means, or the bronze, you're on the top 3 branches in the country. Devlali, Nasik, Igatpuri.
Bangalore. Bangalore. And ladies and gentlemen, after the silver, we have the gold.
Sorry, I'm really bullying Andy. The Frank Anthony Award for the branch of the year. Oh, many branches, at least 10 or 12 branches deserve it. But there's one branch who have a very tight secretariat. They organize monthly events. They reach out to the elderly. And besides other things, they've actually in 6 weeks put together this amazing effort for the AGM to be held here. The Lucknow branch is the branch of the year. The Frank Anthony Award for the branch of the year is the Lucknow branch.
I think you'll have to clap louder than that, or you won't get your coupons for meals.
I'll just be going off now. Can we thank Andrew Hoffland? Thank you very much, Andrew, for putting up with me. Sorry for saying so many things. And let's give him a round of applause. Thank you, Andy. Craig, could we have you up here? And just to save time, yeah, Craig, we'll go on to the vote of thanks, and then we'll join everybody on the terrace for no more talking, lots of dancing and fun. Thank you very much.
All right, everyone, I'm sure you're very hungry and you'll have been sitting a long time and you want to stretch your legs. So without wasting any time, I will call upon Charmaine again to come up here and give us all the vote of thanks.
Dear Mr. Barry O'Brien, ex-MLA and President-in-Chief of the All India Anglo-Indian Association, members of the governing body, Air Marshal Denzel Keeler, Flight Lieutenant Alfred Cook, distinguished guests, delegates from all over the country, well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you today because I have been given the honor to raise the vote of thanks on behalf of our President-in-Chief of the All India Anglo-Indian Association, Mr. Barry O'Brien, our President of the Lucknow branch, Mr. Adrian Michael, and on behalf of the whole Anglo-Indian community who have gathered here today. The AGM 2019 was to be held in a prominent residential school of Lucknow. But due to unforeseen circumstances, the venue had to be moved at short notice. It has been a Herculean task, an effort to reorganize the entire event in less than 45 days. The enormity of the task was multifold, and with us having to reaccommodate 300 delegates, including boarding, lodging, and a multitude of tasks, plus raising funds to meet the direct expenditure to be incurred for this mammoth event. Fortunately, the community has a lot of well-wishers and some very dear friends who stepped in to redeem us from what apparently appeared a faux pas. We encountered a lot of difficulties, and I shall be randomly mentioning the appreciation and gratitude we owe to a galaxy of people. People, please do not take offense to the fact that the chronological order might not occur to the quantum on your part. Very proudly, I place on record my thanks to Mr. Peter Phantom, ex-MLA and chairman of St. Teresa's Day School and College. Today, I stand as a very proud daughter, beaming with admiration for my father, who has worked relentlessly for the Anglo-Indians for the past 4 decades. When the venue was changed, we needed to accommodate 300 delegates. Mr. and Mrs. Abhishek Pal, owners of Delhi Public School, Shahid Path, who are not only close to my heart, but are also family to me, and have shared with St. Teresa's College the responsibility of accommodating the majority of the delegates in their respective campuses and provided the transportation for the delegates to the venues on all days. Without their help and cooperation, this event would not have been possible. Thank you, Abhishek and Swati. What you have done will always be appreciated. I also thank Mrs. Gitika Kapoor, Principal St. Teresa's College, Ashiana, for her support and cooperation. Thank you, ma'am, for all your help. Mr. Shavez Arif, owner of Arif Castle Hotel, thank you so much for providing us the accommodation for the governing body members. Your kindness is much appreciated. We are extremely grateful to Mr. Rajneesh Chopra for his extraordinary contribution in arranging all the facilities at Clark Sawad for the smooth conduct of this annual general meeting. His unparalleled generosity has been deeply appreciated. Thank you so very much, sir. Mr. Rahul Bhasin, Mr. Peter Phantom, and Mr. Carlyle McFarland, Mr. Gaurav Prakash have contributed most significantly in their own personal capacity to ensure that this AGM could be hosted at Lucknow with dignity and esteem. We will always be grateful to you, sirs, for all you have done. It would be remiss of me if I fail to acknowledge and thank the Agra youth, who undertook the task of registration of all 500 plus delegates. Thank you so much, Agra. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. This quote by Helen Keller is so apt to the Anglo-Indian Association, All India Anglo-Indian Association, Lucknow branch committee members. I would like to place on record my gratitude to all our committee members, especially our president, Mr. Adrian Michael, our secretary, Mr. Warren Hopkins, our committee member, Mrs. Genevieve Lobo, who have worked together relentlessly to ensure we all have one of the best AGMs that the All India Anglo-Indian Association has ever witnessed. I would also like to thank Mr. Krishna Prasad and Mr. Sandeep Kumar, who have all worked very hard in their own respective ways to ensure the smooth running of this annual general meeting. My sincere thanks to the support staff of St. Teresa's College Ashiana and Delhi Public School Shahid Path, who have given up their festive holidays to look after the delegates entrusted in their care. Last but not the least, I thank my husband, Colonel Clarence Beecham, for all his support. He has always been my pillar of strength, pushing me forward to achieve greater heights. Thank you, Clarence. I know you will always be there to guide me and help me and to move forward in every sphere of life. In conclusion, I place on record once again my deep appreciation to each of you mentioned for the smooth conduct of this ceremony and for being honored with the presence of iconic and legendary Anglo-Indians, Flight Lieutenant Alfred Tyrone Cook, Air Marshal Denzel Keeler. Thank you, sirs. It has been our privilege to host you and all delegates to this historic inauguration of the All India Anglo-Indian Association Annual General Meeting and Award Ceremony. The Lucknow branch shall always have its arms open to receive you back as and when required. We as Anglo-Indians strive to live up to our motto, courage is destiny, and work towards fulfilling its mission statement. Empathize, educate, empower. Thank you, everyone. Jai Hind.
It's a vote of thanks to the vote of thanks. Thank you very much, Charmaine. And ladies and gentlemen, whatever Charmaine has said, I insisted that everybody who has helped us like this, their names are acknowledged and mentioned. So thank you, Charmaine, for doing that. Once again, thank you all very much. It sums it up. Henry Abraham is a man of very few words. He's sitting at home in Chennai watching this, and they are reporting back to him also. He's watching it with his family, and he's emotionally sent me one line saying, please thank the community and the association. I have tears in my eyes. That's the true spirit of being Anglo-Indian, when you can feel that you're present as part of this wonderful happening. Thank you very much. Just a technical thing on behalf of Rudy, just to save time. Those of you who have not received some of the papers, please take it on the way out. This is the second lot, AGM minutes, annual report, etc., the photocopies. Taking it, don't leave it around, somehow look after it and take it back with you. We're all meeting on the terrace. Some wonderful music from Shivan and from Brett Tanner. Let your hair down, enjoy yourself, and meet new people, make new friends. And in the true spirit of good Anglo-Indian living, let's acknowledge that the community is strong because we are united. Thank you and God bless you. Usually when I go home, my wife again whispers something in my ear. I forgot. Adrian has taken her place. We will be going up until 10:30. The action will be upstairs. Dinner is here, down here. The dinner is there. The action is there. But at 10:30, the music has to be sort of faded out. Don't look at me like that. I'm giving you the good news. And like all parties now, there's an after party. So the after party is going to be held here with DJ music from 10:30 onwards. So 8:30 to 10:30 upstairs, 10:30 onwards downstairs. And don't go home too late. We have an early start tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Thank you. I'm not coming back.